is just fantastic. Captain's log, Subbase 220610.4. For the weekend, we are planning on using our stealth tech to take up a more tactical position behind Amberlynn Reed, as I'm kind of hoping she's slower to react and we get a better angle on the Ralpha Gunt. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. Today we're going to start with the King of Kings, the Ralpha and the Beta. We are of course talking about Gunty McGuntface. Sweet! I can't do it properly, my apologies, my vocal range does not go high enough. A man of no principles, a man who has sunk to the lowest of the low, a man that believes bad optics are good optics and good optics are bad optics. A man so trad, he walked away from one child to have another with someone else. Because that's what this world needed, more Ralphs. Journalistic integrity is an all-time high when it comes to this individual. I am of course talking about Ethan Ralph. Now we go back 2 weeks on purpose because there wasn't a This Week at Twitter last week, owing to more pressing matters and me being a bit sleepy. Ethan Ralph has taken a lot of criticism from many different communities on Twitter. One such community that he wasn't overly fond of making fun of him were those that are themselves handicapped, with Ethan Ralph tweeting, "Blocked most of handicapped Twitter today and my experience is 1000xs better. Blocking is a thrill. I feel like Stalin." I don't think you know who Stalin is, because I don't think he would have, if he was on Twitter in this current day and age, blocked them. No, he would have starved them, which I guess is the point you're trying to make. Doesn't quite work, because most of them are still mocking you anyway. Donovan being the more obvious, aka Crip Daddy. My favourite response to you on that particular tweet was, "Why do you hate vegetables?" Now what is it that Donovan said that really got under his skin? Well, we can actually trace this back to Andy Warski first. Ralph's gonna try and fight young Crip comedy, my money's on the wheelchair guy. A retweet of Intrigue who tweeted at young Crip comedy, "You really hurt his feelings." Where Ethan Ralph had tweeted out, "Also tired of that dumb crippled loser who makes lame edgy jokes like I'm supposed to just clap because your effing ass can't walk. Eat a dick. Yet we get it, you're a freak." To which Donovan retweeted Andy Warski with, "He wouldn't. Have you seen his body? He's obviously too scared of vegetables to come anywhere near me." I guess what's amusing about all of this is, he did actually block Donovan. I was just too slow to find the tweet and Donovan's a very busy person on Twitter so I haven't got the block. My apologies. Now since his absolute defeat at the hands of Cog's friend, Beardy McBeardface, Ethan Ralph has been talking a big talk about taking action legally against Cog and his friend, with Ethan Ralph tweeting out, "Just talked to the police and swore out charges against Cog and his dwarven thug. I'll be getting a copy of the police report and declaration before I leave here tonight. UK options will be explored next, along with other routes here in Portugal such as a civil suit." Tweeted from Lisbon, iPhone. Also, it seems to be mostly American police who are scum to be honest, LOL. Lisbon police have been very nice to me and seem to have a whole different attitude than their American counterparts. Just a reminder, Mr. Gnome, you were slaughtered by a dwarven thug. Straight up, that's what happened to you. You were memed to high heaven because Cog said he would do something and he did it. Man of his word and all that. You made threats to go to people's homes because they mocked you, which we have discussed on this channel as being highly inappropriate. Of course, I don't condone violence. Do I have to keep saying that? But laughing at you repeatedly getting yourself into a situation where you end up getting beaten up by animal, vegetable, mineral, whether any of those are male and or female or other, is highly amusing regardless of one's lack of interest in using violence or condoning violence. But we're not done. Augie, LOL. Accompanying it is an image from Mutahar, Ordinary Gamer, with the image showing some DMs. Ethan Ralph, in just a world, Mutahar would be working at a 7-Eleven somewhere reheating my taquitos. Never watched him, always thought he was garbage. Genuinely can't imagine watching his material voluntarily. How do you know if he's rubbish if you've never watched him? Underneath that image, your career is over, dude. LMFAO, someone's a little mad. Mutahar, funny that I own a few 7-Elevens. Lamau, and I see failures like Ralph in them all the time, except they don't get their ass beat just outside the store. Augie underneath his own tweet, Ralph has been totally silent since this tweet came out. The Ralpha male BTFO'd by Muta. So embarrassing. Quarantined Coof. Ralph is just too cowardly. Muta laughed at him 2 days ago on stream and then again last night. Ralph is terrified to say anything else. He's probably openly sobbing in his hotel room and shaking violently right now. Mr. Bellend underneath. Muta must be the first Indian I've ever seen publicly slaughter a cow. Well, that's an interesting one. But this is not where it ends. And it hasn't ended anytime soon. I doubt it will in the foreseeable future, because Ralph, as I earlier mentioned, isn't above abusing certain systems. Quarantined Coof, nervous Ralph? Accompanying that is an image. Hello. The following material has been removed from your account in response to the DMCA takedown notice copied at the bottom of this email. The video uploaded with tweet, and then it's a Quarantined Coof tweet. Ralph's obsession with my wife is getting creepier by the day. Articles, tweets, trying to get candid pictures, now he wants to confront her at work and talk to her friends. So you're telling me here that those trying to harass Quarantined Coof's partner are in the right here by removing this. That's interesting. Underneath that tweet though, Sybil Bennett, he's confused. He thinks the MCA means dude may consume ass butter. Another reply to Metica was from Kaiser Hertzen and included a video where Ethan Ralph admits that Metica's wife is fair game because she was an e-celebrity, therefore she cannot be granted the anonymity or protections that Metica has granted her or she wants herself.
I think his personal life, I think pictures of him, his family, his wife specifically, who was an e-celebrity in her own right. She's not a private person. You can't just say I resign that, not when you're married to a nigga like him. So I think all that's completely, absolutely fair game.
What an interesting take on the situation. Truly fascinating to see that you are trying to justify harassing somebody, and Twitter has validated it by removing Quarantined Coof's video under the guise of a DMCA, where in that clip, and the context is important, you are okaying harassment. That's interesting. Twitter have chosen a very interesting side in this argument, don't you think? Their DMCA system, by the way, on Twitter is absolute nonsense. You can't realistically appeal anything. If you're in trouble, you're in trouble, straight up. It's akin to that to Twitch, who are claiming they are going to be more transparent in the future. But if anyone here has an IQ over 1, so all of you, not Mr. Ralphagunt, you'll be able to smell the BS. The final subject I'd like to cover today concerns Pride Month. Many people will have a strong opinion or a lack of opinion on the subject matter, strongly in favour, strongly against, or indifference, or perhaps slightly in favour or slightly against. Apathy might play a part for many of you, that is fine. Your opinion is valid regardless of what you think about it. For this we insert FaZe Clan, because they have come under fire owing to one of their members. FaZe Clan tweeted out Happy Pride Month, sending love to our LGBTQ+ friends, family and community. Accompanying that is a FaZe Clan logo with the pride flag inside it. The amount of responses to this have been astonishing, but the one that really got FaZe Clan to hot water came from FaZe Virus, who had retweeted FaZe Clan before deleting it with, just to clarify, that I don't support any kind of LGBTQ or anything similar even if FaZe does, I'm a Muslim. The tweet was deleted because of all the absolute vitriol they had received. But this is where it gets interesting really, because this now concerns faith. There are many people who are themselves Muslim who do support Pride Month. It really does depend on where you are in the world and the cultural norms and practices. What is and is not accepted. So understandably where we are in the world, that isn't acceptable. But as I earlier stated, more and more people are coming out of woodwork, or are just edgy keyboard warriors. It depends on the individual. It's hard to really lump them into one, and I wouldn't want to do that either because I think their voices, regardless of what they believe, are important. Under FaZe Clan's own tweet, some people themselves identify as Muslim and supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Many absolutely dogpiled them by saying, well then you're not Muslim. And that is where many of the issues are falling. What is and is not a Muslim based on what they accept or what they support and what they believe. My earlier comment of cultural norms is applicable to this, I believe. Although I could be wrong. That does not justify where we are someone saying that. But this is where another issue arises, and that is freedom of expression. Accepting that there are two separate belief systems involved here. One that is coming from religion and the other that is not. Everyone is right and free to think whatever they want or believe whatever they want, really. I think for many of us over here, the issue is when we hear of certain intolerances towards certain communities, it usually ends with a fall or some kind of violence that we cannot condone here. I saw Keemstar tweet out an image of that tweet with the word thoughts, and it did start some rather interesting discussion in the comments. But understandably, it also devolved into vitriol, hate, abuse, contradiction, and pedantic prickism. The other issue really is for FaZe Clan themselves. They are a brand, and while they are trying to be more global, they themselves have to give off the impression of responsibility, acceptance, sensibility, sensitivity. It's a tricky area for them to navigate. Best of luck to you, I guess, boys. Because this one is a messy one, very messy, and based on what I've seen from all the replies to anyone tweeting about this, you are not going to find a way forward, because there's no agree to disagree, there is straight up anger, and lots of it. Far too much, in fact. Do you guys want to hug it out?